And we're back at Realcomm Live. I am very pleased to welcome Johnny Clemmons and Tom Anderson with SAP. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, thanks Lisa.
Good,
Yeah,
good. So good to see you at the conference this year. You guys have been with us for a number of years, but you know, obviously 2021 kind of getting back into the swing of things, and it was really good to see you guys come in, and you're one of our platinum sponsors. So very happy to have you.
Yeah, it's been fun to get back with customers and talk with them again and see what's going on in the marketplace.
Yeah,
So,
I have seen a lot of conversations taking place, a lot of people that are really interested in the technologies and solutions that have evolved and that have expanded, and you know, that they want to talk about going forward. You know, people are putting together their plan, they're putting together their strategy, and obviously everybody knows SAP. You know, you guys have been around a very long time. But they know you from an ERP standpoint, a solutions and leasing and and enterprise type business applications. But you guys are actually coming to the conference with a little bit of a different message this time, and really doing some interesting things. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so maybe I'll start, right? So a lot of people do know SAP from what we were 10 or 15 years ago. So we're, not only do we still obviously have our core ERP, but we have a lot of other solutions and a lot of other technologies that we're bringing to the market, and I'll let Tom sort of dive into some of that.
Yeah, so we've been thinking quite a bit about this convergence of real estate, right? And we've heard it at the conference about commercial coming together, residential into one, but we also see globally this convergence of corporate and commercial, right? So corporates are looking to monetize their excess space and drive down their real estate costs. And of course commercials are looking to enter new markets and have new business models. So as we've talked to our customers around the globe, it's become clear to us that we need to do something different. Not just we, but the industry needs to do something different. And that's why we developed a new solution which we call SAP Intelligent Real Estate, which is all about really connecting instead of this data load, transform, repository, segmented, siloed information, but have it all in one place based on SAP technologies.
Right, we're hearing a lot about the convergence message and the integration message. Now, is this something that that you already had in mind before COVID? Was this really a path that you were on because you saw that need in the industry, as you just talked about, and this is an industry-wide need? Was this something that you already had planned and part of your strategy before COVID? Yeah. Did COVID impact that and cause you to kind of rethink some of those things, or how did COVID influence what you guys were doing?
Actually we built the business case about 3 years ago.
Okay.
So we saw this convergence coming at that point in time, and frankly, COVID gave us a little more time to build and develop, to be honest with you, because things slowed down and there was that pause. So, in some ways it wasn't necessarily bad for our development cycle, but we've seen this coming for a while and wanted to jump on that.
Yeah, and it's definitely part of SAP's larger strategy, right? In terms of how do you incorporate your sort of your SAP core data, how do you bring into that additional partner extensions, how do you connect all that data together in more of a real-time fashion, as opposed to what many people are looking at as, hey, we want to build a giant data lake and then do all of our analytics on top of that data lake, but that just creates so many issues with people's ability to understand whether that data is fresh, whether that data is reliable, and we look at it very differently from a technology perspective of bringing those data elements together in real time, so that you're able to trust it because it's coming directly from the source of that data, so that you know it's the right data.
Right. What do you think is the greatest need? What are you hearing from clients? So what is the greatest need that you are trying to solve with this new solution?
Tom, you want to go?
Yeah, so the greatest need is really about, I think, extensibility, right? So as you talked about in the very beginning, 80% of the Fortune 500 use SAP. And why do they use us? Well, they use us because we're stable, we're scalable, we're sustainable, right? You have a future-proof platform to go with. And we see that companies within this market segment need those same things, right? That's crucial for them to have that same platform to be able to build off of. And that's why we built this thing, was because we wanted to provide that same stable platform in the background for real estate companies as well. So that was the entire purpose of this innovation. And as we worked with the customers around the world, they kept telling us, right, you need to have this, you need to have connectivity to other applications, be completely open, agnostic of where that data may come from. So it may be a SAP cloud application, it may be a partner application, it may be a complete third-party point solution. We don't care, but we want to have one single point of access, and we want to be able to have an end-to-end process built on that application, completely open. And that was a founding principle of this development.
And to be able to embed that data, no matter what the source is, into the business process.
Right.
So that people can understand where that data is coming from, know that they can trust that data, and use it to make those business decisions that they need to make in the process. So the data is presented to them using machine learning technology, or any of the number of these things that SAP has been doing for a number of years, right? We've heard a lot of sort of people talking at the conference about, hey, in a year or two, we're going to start doing some machine learning things. We've had machine learning embedded in our core ERP for at least 3 years, right? And have embedded that into actual applications within the solution. Just a simple one is that we've had, probably the first one we introduced from a machine learning perspective was bank reconciliations. Right, you receive, you get payments coming through, your bank reconciliations of that, and we use machine learning to go through and decide what should actually happen with those payments and allocate them to the appropriate invoices, and then it allows a human user just to go through and validate those things. So that combination, and right there within the business process, introducing that. And so we're introducing those same sorts of things into our real estate solution. And as we said, we just launched the next generation real estate solution from SAP, and within that we're introducing these same sorts of machine learning capabilities directly into the business processes, pulling in data from whatever source that it needs to come from to be able to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think what differentiates SAP, particularly with this new solution, with this intelligent real estate model? What differentiates what you guys are doing with some of the other solutions that are out there, some of the other companies that are also doing something similar, but maybe not quite as expanded?
Yeah, I think from our perspective, it's really about sort of that underlying technology. SAP has a lot of resources and a lot of development of core technologies, development of different services that exist on our business technology platform, where all of our solutions are built and our partner solutions are built. So having that underlying technology that provides a consistency across the SAP applications and partner applications. So if you're working in the middle of a business process and you happen to need in your business process a specific functionality from one of our partner solutions, you can pull that directly into the business process, and it feels and looks the same way, because we have embedded in that a UI or a UX framework that allows that consistency of user experience across all of that. So that's sort of just one layer of it, right? Below that user experience, there's a whole other layer of technologies that allow you to do this real-time data, connectivity, and to understand and deconflict and that data and ensure that it's all harmonized properly and displayed for you, without having to do all that extract, transform, and load stuff that you have to do when people are talking about the various types of data clouds that they're trying to put together.
Yeah.
And I would think that would be a critical difference.
I think it is, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned, Johnny, the open platform that you have and the solutions and implementing partners that you could build on. Do you have any examples of how you've actually done that with partners?
We do. Tom, you want to talk about any of those? You want me to do it?
Well, I can start with it. Yeah, okay. Sure. So we have actually an example here with us at our booth today with Honeywell.
Okay.
Right. So, interesting story that the CEO of Honeywell called up the CEO of SAP and said, "Hey, we've got all this building data that we get from sensors and the systems. You have financial data, you have technology that we need, you have even tenant relationship data from Qualtrics. How about if we work together and bring this all in one place?" Right? So we put our heads together and we built on our platform, so Honeywell built it all using SAP technology, a way to bring in their sensor information as well as financial information from SAP, Qualtrics information. What else am I missing? There's a whole energy consumption data, right? All that together within one dashboard, and then they make that available on our app store that a customer can buy with the credit card and load in their system, right? Because we offer this same technology, this open platform that is similar to an Apple store, right? I just go it and I load it and I install it.
Right. Well, that's a unique message. I'm sure that when they walk into your booth and they see this Honeywell partnership, SAP and Honeywell, that doesn't quite go together normally. So I'm sure that there are a lot of questions about, well, what does that mean, and and there's also, you've got another partner, Wipro, I believe, that's a part of that. So how does the Wipro, what component does Wipro?
So this is really all part of our industry cloud strategy, right? Okay. And you've probably heard other people talk about an industry cloud, but with SAP, it's an integral part of our overall strategy. So what we're doing is we've made that platform that I talked about, the SAP Business Technology Platform, available for partners to build on. So Honeywell has built the solution that Tom was just describing that takes the OT data coming from the buildings, combines it with our IT, finance and real estate data, and presents a complete picture of the performance of their building across 6 pillars of building performance, and combining that data together and producing completely new KPIs that most companies hadn't even imagined that they could get before. And it's all offered out of the box, right? Okay. So it's completely, solution is deployable in 6 to 10 weeks kind of thing to be up and running. Wipro built a different solution. In the real estate industry, people wanted an ability to have a very coherent and seamless lead to lease process. They wanted a very seamless tenant relationship management where they're able to service those customers. So Wipro has actually built 2 separate applications on our platform, completely integrated, one for that lead to lease process and the other one around the tenant service, tenant portal space. So that's what we're doing, is we have this technology underneath that allows all of these things to be done in a very seamless and scalable way. And now we're working with partners to make sure that we can deliver very specific functionality that individual companies need, that they can put together in a composable way, so that they're able to satisfy their unique business process that they have within their organization. Because we know everybody's not the same. There's a lot of similarities between various real estate companies, but there are differences too, things that differentiate one real estate company from another. And by being able to compose this and pull together these core SAP applications and these partner-developed applications from the SAP store, you're able to build your own unique value chain.
Well, it's an interesting partnership, and certainly an interesting and a comprehensive strategy that seems very well thought out. And going forward, I think we're going to be watching SAP very, very closely to see what other things you're doing. We're almost out of time. Is there a last message that you'd like to leave with with the folks watching?
I would say that just because we have Honeywell and Wipro at our booth today doesn't mean we're closed to other partnerships, right? There's a lot of other companies here and out there who offer very unique and interesting solutions. And being an open company and an open platform, we'd love to work with you and talk to you.
Right. Okay.
And the other message is, don't think about SAP of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Think about SAP
Right.
of today, and come
Right.
talk to us and let us show you how we can do things to help your business and help you achieve your own successes within your organization.
Well, you guys are really doing some great things, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of your client implementations and see how that rolls out. I think it's going to be a great new world in SAP solutions. So thank you for being here. It was great chatting with you, and I hope you'll come back and talk to me again soon.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
All right, thanks a lot.
Bye.
And we'll be back in a few minutes.